Good morning, everyone. As we prepare to begin, I would just like to let you know that we're very much excited today to have the Surgeon General's Honor Guard here today. And just to give you a little bit of background before we invite them forward, the Honor Guard was established in 1933 and is the Surgeon General's ceremonial unit representing the Surgeon General and the United States Public Health Service Commission Corps. So with that, Honor Guard, advance the colors, please. And now for our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the rampart we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gilbert Driver. And Honor Guards, please retire the colors. And please take your seats. And good morning once again. I am Bob Levitt. I am the department's Chief Human Capital Officer. And today we are here to recognize and honor our newest members of the United States Senior Executive Service. So thank you all very, very much for being here today. And there are quite a few things that makes today a very special day. And first and foremost, it is you, our honorees. Congratulations for all that you have achieved in your career, for all that you have done in support of others in the process, and all that you have that lay ahead of you. So congratulations for all of you. And I should say that one of the honors of serving as a Chief Human Capital Officer, just like with our Assistant Secretary and Deputy Secretary and Secretary, we get to see your entire history as you are becoming and joining the Senior Executive Service. And it is extraordinary to hear and to read about many of the things that you have done in your career. So first and foremost, thank you for what you do. And second, we also appreciate this opportunity to be here together, to be here in person in this great hall. And for those that have family members with you, present with you or in spirit, we understand that there might be a contingent here from Baltimore and elsewhere. So thank you for all that you do in supporting one another. Thank you for being here. And also, we're honored to have this opportunity to share the steps in our colleagues' career journey, just as you are the ones with whom they share life steps in the journey moving forward. So thank you all. And third, this is the first time we're doing an event like this. And it's not just because of the pandemic and the fact that we couldn't bring groups of people together. This is the first time we're doing an event to recognize the Senior Executive Service and the new members and providing the oath here together across the department, across the operating divisions, across the staff divisions. This is an extraordinary event, and we're very happy to be here in support of you, the honorees, and in support of our mission, our shared mission. So very happy that we have this opportunity and very much look forward to making sure that we regularly engage, recognize, and support you all in this way. And this event also reflects the department's commitment to its talented workforce and to its leadership. And with that, many thanks to Mr. Secretary, Madam Deputy Secretary, and Assistant Secretary Campbell for all that you do in support of the department's leadership and its talented workforce. Now, just a little bit of a tidbit on the Senior Executive Service itself. The Senior Executive Service leads America's workforce. And this summer marks the 44th year of the Senior Executive cadre itself. And one way I always seem to remember that date is just like you all receive a certificate here, I have a photo of the framed certificate of my uncle that was provided on July 13th, 1979, the first cohort of the Senior Executive Service, as a charter member of the Senior Executive Service signed by President Carter at the time. 44 years since the very first cohort. And just as that sign of leadership, without honestly understanding the full implications at the time, when I was a teenager, you can guess if that was a younger end or the latter end, but that always stood out to me because that photo was always in a place of honor with other photos of family and so forth throughout his life. And for me to be here and with my colleagues to provide these very same certificates, you have that meaning and that honor to share that is going to cascade throughout families and through those that you work with as well, that meaning of the leadership that you bring to bear. So 1979, that was the first cohort. Whether that's then and or now, the vision very much remains the same. Senior Executive Service members have shared values, a broad perspective of government, and solid executive skills. And the stated purpose of the Senior Executive Service in law is to ensure that the executive management of the government of the United States is responsive to the needs, policies, and goals of the nation, and otherwise is of the highest integrity and quality. Now, our honorees here today possess well-honed executive skills and broad perspective on government and a public service commitment that is grounded in the Constitution. And we are excited here today to honor 79 executives from 15 HHS agencies, again, across the department. So with that, we have a lot on our agenda today. We're honored to have the department's leadership here today. So let me start by introducing the Assistant Secretary for Administration, Ms. Cheryl Campbell. As the first African-American woman in this role as Assistant Secretary for Administration, she works with the Secretary, Javier Becerra, in overseeing an agency with a budget of over $1.7 trillion. That is 1 out of 4 federal dollars, which also makes the Department of Health and Human Services the largest grant maker in the federal government combined. Ms. Campbell brings with her an extensive background as a chief corporate executive. And The Assistant Secretary Campbell is also my boss. And it's a pleasure to work with Assistant Secretary Campbell, and I appreciate all that you do and all the support that you provide. Thank you.
Good morning, good morning. We're live streaming, so good morning to all of you here in the room. Good morning to all of you on camera and screen, or hopefully joining us from your offices, from your home, for wherever corner you're in. We're here to really celebrate a wonderful moment. I do want to acknowledge our honor guard and that wonderful singer of the national anthem. I don't know about you, but I get chill bumps every time I hear our national anthem. So let's just give them both, that group, a round of applause. Bob, thank you once again for that warm welcome, and I'll pay you later for that comment. So good morning again, everyone. We're pleased you could join us at today's oath of office ceremony from many of our senior executives here at Health and Human Services. We are honored to have our Secretary of Health and Human Services, Javier Becerra, our Deputy Secretary, Andrea, in joining us and acknowledging your great success in this moment. You know, as I look out across this audience, I have to comment on the fact that you're here with your spouses, your children, maybe even your parents, and then your fellow colleagues, because we're all here to celebrate the great success. When you think about those in the Academy Awards, when you think about those who do get their gold medal, this is your gold medal. This is the stature that when you took that opportunity to come in to become a civil servant, here you are at the highest pinnacle of where you can take your career in government. That is a moment to pause. Let's give you all a round of applause real quick. So today's program is part of our steadfast commitment to recognizing employees across the agency. In short, it is because of you that we achieve the mission that we set out to do for the American people every single day. And because of that recognition, HHS is also distinguished as one of the best places to work. I think we need another round of applause for that one for sure. So as members of the SES, or Senior Executive Service, we entrust you with the great responsibility to lead and to serve our country with the highest standards of excellence, integrity, and accountability. Indeed, to quote President Harry Truman, progress occurs when courageous, skillful leaders seize the opportunity to change things for the better. That's exactly what each of you represent. You are those courageous, skillful leaders moving the department forward, hence achieving our mission. We celebrate your achievements by recognizing you individually, collectively, and through today's oath-taking. There are 52 of you here today, but 90 plus in total. We have participation from 14 divisions across HHS, which represents a broad, diverse representation of what the American population looks like. You earn the trust and confidence of your colleagues, and you have proven yourselves to be among the best and brightest in our government. This achievement is not simply the culmination of a series of tasks, but rather the result of a long and arduous journey filled with leadership and courage. On that point, former First Lady Michelle Obama had it right. Achievement is really about hard work, choices, and persistence. And success from your achievements is about your willingness to serve. As you take this oath, and remember the Secretary telling me it will go by fast, so please take a moment, enjoy it. So as you take the oath, I urge you to remember your essential role is serving the American people. So paraphrasing Senator Hubert Humphrey, from whom this building is named, our service is about the health and well-being of the nation. Those who are in the dawn of life, our children. Those who are in the twilight of life, our elderly. and those who are on the shadow or in the shadows of life, the sick, the needy, and the handicapped. That represents all of America. Rising to the SES level in government is a remarkable feat that deserves recognition. Your leadership is pivotal in ensuring that HHS fulfills its mission every day, which includes creating a robust and positive work environment. I extend my wholehearted congratulations and profound appreciation for your significant achievement. I look forward to working with you as we continue to serve the American people with honor, distinction, and excellence. So thank you, and I will turn the podium back over to Bob Levitt. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Assistant Secretary Campbell. Now, I would also like to introduce the Department of Health and Human Services Deputy Secretary, Ms. Andrea Palm. As Deputy Secretary, she is the Chief Operating Officer and is responsible for overseeing the day-to-day operations of the department. Ms. Palm most recently served as Secretary Designee of the Department of Health Services, overseeing one of the largest state agencies in the state of Wisconsin, where she served as a member of Governor Tony Evers' cabinet. In this role that she served, she had the responsibility for the state's Medicaid program, for its Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP, and behavioral health programs, among others. And in this role, Ms. Palm also led the state's response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, as Deputy Secretary, we all appreciate the Deputy Secretary's commitment to ensuring that this department is the best place in federal government to work, and the commitment to supporting the talented workforce. Madam Deputy Secretary.
Good morning, everybody. Congratulations. First of all, it's lovely to have the Great Hall full again. Thank you, Bob, for that introduction. And thank you to the families and colleagues of those we're honoring today for joining us in this ceremony. I want to take a moment to thank Secretary Becerra for his leadership. Tone is really set at the top, and it is a privilege for me to work with a leader who sets a tone here that drives work and accountability, family, and a real commitment to the people that we serve. So thank you, Secretary Becerra. I also want to acknowledge Assistant Secretary Campbell. She really has made today's celebration possible. Bob noted that this is the first time we have done this. It's a little startling to me that could be the truth about HHS, but it is, and I'm really pleased to be a part of celebrating all of you, and want to thank Cheryl for her leadership and really bringing us to a point where we are honoring our SES in the way that is deserved. Finally, again, to all of you that we are celebrating today, I want to thank you for really bringing your vision and mission of HHS and service to every challenge that we face as a department. We do hard work here at HHS, and you don't always get the recognition that you deserve, but you really do step up every time we face a challenge that requires innovation and creativity and stick-to-itedness and all of the things that the American people expect from all of us. And I'm reminded every day how hard it is that you all work, and what a privilege it is to serve alongside of you. You bring really critical institutional knowledge, horsepower, subject matter expertise, creativity, all the things that are necessary to lead an enterprise that is as vast and critical to the American people and their health and well-being. So the solutions that we as a Biden-Harris administration have been able to achieve over the last several years, it really goes without saying that we stand on your shoulders for those accomplishments, that it is the way you all come to work every day that has allowed us to accomplish what the president has asked us to achieve, and to really sort of serve as the foundation of how we move forward over the next number of years to build a healthier and more resilient America. The continuity, I think it goes without saying, the continuity you all provide between administrations is critical for those of us who have the privilege of coming and going here at HHS, and we really stand again on your shoulders to do the work of the American people through those transitions and through our day-to-day efforts here. Many of you have dedicated your entire careers to fulfilling the mission of this agency, and I'm always humbled to meet career HHS members of the family who have done work for decades upon decades. It is something I aspire to, and I thank you for that service. Again, I just want to really congratulate all of you, express sincere appreciation for the way that you do your jobs every day, for the way that you advance our mission, that you serve the American public, and express again my gratitude for being able to serve alongside each of you. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Deputy Secretary Palm. And now, I would like to introduce to you the 25th Department of Health and Human Services Secretary, Secretary Xavier Becerra, and the first Latino to hold this office in the history of the United States. Throughout his career, from his early days as a legal advocate representing individuals with mental illness, to his role as the Attorney General for the state of California, Secretary Becerra has made it his priority to ensure that Americans have access to the affordable health care they deserve and that they need to survive and to thrive. Today, Secretary Becerra is focused on carrying out President Biden's vision to build a healthy America and ensuring that all Americans have health security and access to health care. In the first 2 years, he has achieved a lot with the department, such as protecting consumers from surprise medical bills, the largest investments in youth mental health in a generation, including school-based support, slowing the spread of monkeypox, making the tools to fight COVID accessible and available for free, closing the disparity gaps in vaccination rates and healthcare coverage. It is my pleasure to welcome Secretary Becerra.
Good morning as well. I'm pleased to join our Deputy Secretary, Andrea Palm, our Assistant Secretary, Cheryl Campbell, all the leadership, Bob, to you. I want to say thank you very much. In a moment, I'm going to be asking those of you who've achieved this level to please stand. But before I do that, I know some of you have family here. Could I ask the families that are here with you to please stand and be recognized for everything you do? Having a spouse who is a high-risk OBGYN and having 3 children, the year I got elected to be a member of Congress and having to go back and forth to the state of California, and now watching my 3 daughters in their 20s just shine, I know how important it is to have a family that you can count on. And I would not be here were it not for Carolina Reyes, my wife, and the work that she and my daughters have allowed me to do. So there is no way we do this ceremony without recognizing the family who are here. So thank you so much for letting us do what is in our heart and fulfill our passions. Thank you for joining us on that journey. I am blessed. Andrea Palm, as Vice President Al Gore used to say, if you put your left hand over your left eye, when you see Vice President, you sort of lose the vice and it looks like President. Well, if Andrea were to put her left hand over her left eye, she could get rid of the deputy and become the Secretary of HHS. And so we're very fortunate to have someone who knows what she's doing, because she did it here and she's run an agency at a very high level, national and state level. And it is nice when you have to jump into these trenches, and by God, when you go through a pandemic, you have to jump into the trenches. I made Cheryl jump into a whole bunch of trenches really early. And wow, did she and her team deliver. And so to each and every one of you who I know delivered and now is being recognized for that, thank you so very much for what you do. We do this, and I say we, and that includes the family. We do this not because we're getting paid a lot. If you are, then let me talk to you, because I'm not getting paid that much. We do this because it is mission. It is not mission that's written on a statement for HHS. It is mission that's driven in the way we conduct our lives. It is mission for us, heart and brain. And what's interesting is we make a difference. So it's not just a mission that at the end of the day it's done. Sometimes these are mission impossible. Pandemics, drug disorders, migrant kids at the border. You know, we take on some things that no one would want to do, and we get things done. We're making a difference. And so it's not just mission, it's making a difference that I think makes us stand out. And I don't think I need to mention more than what Bob did and how we're making a difference. But let me tell you, 700 million shots of COVID vaccines in the arms of Americans. That ain't bad. That ain't bad. You did that. Giving Americans who are on the edge, about to go in take the wrong fork in the road because of mental distress and about to call it quits, and they make that one last gasp effort for help. Today, they don't have to figure out what was that 10-digit number before I commit suicide. What's that 10-digit number I've got to call? 988. That's it now. That's all you got to remember. It's the 911 for mental distress. We did that. There are more Americans today who have health coverage because they have insurance, private or public, than ever in the history of America. More than 300 million Americans. We did that. And we're doing a whole lot of other stuff. So it is mission, as I think Cheryl mentioned, as I think Bob mentioned, we're one of the highest rated agencies to work for. Actually, I'm going to say it differently. We're number 2 out of all the agencies, number 2. And if I could send each of you to the moon, we would be number 1, because NASA's the only place that beats us, and that's the only thing they got on us. So let's figure out how we can see there's some health consequence on the moon, and we will go, and we will be number 1, because there is no doubt. There is no doubt. We get folks to work for us because of mission. And so I want to thank each and every one of you who's reached that Senior Executive Service level for what it means, because you are the folks who went through the trenches. You are the folks who smiled when we needed to encourage others to stay with it. You're the ones that sacrificed the extra income. You're the ones who sacrificed the time at that soccer game or at that play. You're the ones who let Americans go around the country and not worry about hugging and kissing their loved ones and getting them sick. You're the ones. And so we want to say thank you to you. And my final word to you before I swear you in is to say, please do it with ganas, G-A-N-A-S. Don't look it up. You'll see desire. It's not enough. That doesn't explain it. That definition doesn't work. Ganas, I grew up knowing it was guts, grit, and game all in one. Thank you for doing your work with ganas. Actually, if you really mean it, you say it sort of gutturally. Ganas. You know, you really push it, because that's what it is. You have to have ganas to get this stuff done. Thank you for having ganas. And if you've had a chance to hear me say it, you probably know I always tell you at the end, if you're in this position, never do it mildly. You've been given a chance. Never do mild when someone has given you a chance to be where very few will ever go. Never do it mild. And so, congratulations. I want to ask those of you who are reaching that pinnacle of SES level to please stand at this stage. Family members can gawk with pride and just gush. And I wish to have each of you now who are standing to please raise your hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. That I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. And that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which I am about to enter. So help me God. Ladies and gentlemen, you know them. They are now full-fledged SES members of HHS. Congratulations, each and every one. Thank you, and con ganas.
Thank you very much, Mr. Secretary. And now we will move to the presentation of certificates. As we proceed to do so, I welcome the Madam Deputy Secretary, Assistant Secretary Campbell, to the stage once again. And a few instructions for our honorees. The Planning Committee, our colleagues, will help escort you to the stage on the left side of the stage. As you come to the stage, we will read your name. You'll receive your certificate and a photo. And at the same time, if we have any colleagues here who are in leadership of a division or of the offices of our colleagues receiving their certificate, feel free to line up on the right side, and our colleagues will help bring you up to the stage as well to join the photo. So with that, we are going to be turning to our first honorees. We will start with the Administration for Children and Families. Lauren H. Suplee, Deputy Assistant Secretary for Office of Planning, Research, and Evaluation. And Lauren, thank you very much for being the first on stage. And we're confident our fellow colleagues have been watching very closely. Also from our Administration for Children and Families, also Colleen C. Rathgeb. She's unable to make it today. However, she is the Associate Deputy Assistant Secretary for Early Childhood Development. And now, we turn to the Office of the Assistant Secretary for Administration. Now, this is, just to be selfish here, this is my home team. These are my immediate colleagues. So, starting with Christine V. Balance, Executive Director, National Labor Employee Relations Office. Okay, so Cheryl L. Bowden, Executive Officer, Office of the Assistant Secretary for Administration. And thank you very much for the home team that is here with her today. Next is Karen T. Comfort, Deputy Assistant Secretary for Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion, and Chief Diversity Officer. Kimberly A. Steed, Executive Director, Human Resources, Human Capital Programs. And several of these colleagues we've just introduced, like the next, we're on the phone with each other quite a bit last night with work. Carolyn C. Taylor, Deputy Assistant Secretary for Acquisitions. And Lamont R. Yarborough, our Chief Information Security Officer. Unfortunately, he's unable to make it to be with us today. He is protecting your information security at the moment. Now we have all of our honorees from the Office of the Assistant Secretary for Financial Resources. We have Jane M. Shump-Gildman, Director, Division of Budget Policy, Execution, and Review. Shannon C. Jackson, Director, Office of Small and Disadvantaged Business Utilization. Jennifer, we're within 3 inches now. Jennifer D. Johnson, Executive Director, Acquisition Policy, Legislation, Oversight, and Workforce Division. Andrea K. Kaddish, Executive Director, Division of Acquisition Programs and Business Systems. Teresa V. Miranda, Associate Deputy Assistant Secretary for Finance. And next we have our honorees from the Administration for Strategic Preparedness and Response. First, Stephen A. Adams, Deputy Assistant Secretary for Preparedness and Response and Director of the Strategic National Stockpile, who is unable to attend today. Next, we have Geoffrey Q. Benford, Director of Biomedical Advanced Research and Development Authority, Deputy Head of Contracting Activity. Makoto P. Braxton, Head of Contracting Activity. Dr. Dennis J. Fitzgerald, Director, Office of Emergency Management and Medical Operations. Victor G. Harper, Director, Office of Resource Management, is unable to attend today. Kevin Kaczynski, Director of Supply, Production, Distribution, and Administration. And now we turn to our colleagues from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. First, Dr. Gregory O. Crawford, Deputy Director, National Center for Chronic Disease Prevention and Health Promotion. Kevin C. Griffiths, Director, Office of Communications. Unfortunately, Kevin is unable to participate today in person. Joseph Lewis, Chief Information Security Officer, Director of the Cybersecurity Program Office. Cheryl E. Prigodich, Principal Deputy Director, Office of Safety, Security, and Asset Management. Unfortunately, Cheryl is unable to participate today. Next, Maria C. Thompson, Director, Digital Services Online. And our next honorees are from the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, beginning with Jason E. Bennett, Director, Technology, Coding, and Pricing, who's unable to participate today in person. Next, we have Lee Ann Kruchinis, Director, Applications Management Group. Rory C. Howe, Director, Financial Management Group. Rory is unable to participate today in person. Next, we have Beth C. Liu, Director, Marketplace Eligibility and Enrollment Group. Eileen W. Lukens, Deputy Director, Innovation Center. Eileen is unable to participate today. Dr. LaShawn A. McIver, Director, Office of Minority Health. Anita Montero, Director, Quality Improvement and Innovation Group. Anita is unable to participate today in person. And William R. Samples, Director, Office of Strategy, Performance, and Results. William is also unable to participate today. And Erin E. Sutton, Deputy Director of Drug and Health Plan Operations, Office of Program Operations, and Local Engagement. Erin also is unable to participate today. We honor all of those that are unable to be here just as much. Brent Weaver, Director, Data and Systems Group. Olivia L. Williams, Director, Financial Services Group, Office of Financial Management. And now we turn to our honoree from the Departmental Appeals Board, Ms. Kim Hutchinson, Executive Officer, Executive Director of Administration. And now we recognize our honorees from the Food and Drug Administration, beginning with Michael T. Dutcher, Deputy Director, Office of Human and Animal Food Operations. Michael L. Felderbaum, Assistant Commissioner for Media Affairs. Scott McIntyre, Program Director, Office of Human and Animal Food Operations, West, Office of Regulatory Affairs. Ann M. Oxenham, Director, Office of Compliance, Center for Food Safety and Applied Nutrition. Ann is unable to participate with us today. Next, Laura A. Pillsbury, Director, Office of Executive Programs at the Center for Food Safety and Applied Nutrition. Fayad A. Rahman, Deputy Director for Targeting, Analysis and Support, Office of Import Operations. Fayad is unable to participate today in person. Next, we have Heidi Rebello, Deputy Associate Commissioner for External Affairs. Next is Dennis A. Skiles, Associate Director of Operations, Director of the Office of Management, National Center for Toxicological Research, who is unable to participate today in person. Kimberly R. Treziak, Associate Commissioner for Legislative Affairs. John E. Verbetten, Deputy Director for Import Operations Enforcement, is unable to attend in person, as well as Wendy S. Vicente, Deputy Chief Counsel for Litigation, also not here in person. So thank you very much, Food and Drug Administration, and Melanie for joining us. It's great to see our fellow HR Director colleagues. Our next honorees are from the Health Resources and Services Administration. Starting with Anthony Archibald, Director, Office of Civil Rights and Diversity Inclusion. Christopher K. Koppenbarger, Deputy Associate Administrator, Office of Federal Assistance Management. Tanette N. Downs, Associate Administrator, Provider Relief Bureau. Michael B. Fallenker, Deputy Associate Administrator, Federal Office of Rural Health Policy. Marin McBride, Director, Office of Legislation. Nisha Patel, Senior Advisor to the Administrator. Sheila K. Pradia Williams, Deputy Associate Administrator, Bureau of Health Workforce. And our next honoree is from the Indian Health Service, Santiago Al-Maraz, Director, Office of Management Services, and unfortunately Santiago is unable to participate today in person. We will now turn to our honorees from the National Institutes of Health. Starting with Tanya S. Awani, Director, Ethics Office. Tanya is unable to participate today in person. Charles J. Haman, Director, Office of Management Assessment. Charles is unable to participate in person. Next we have Ingrid Mathis, Associate Director for Management, Executive Officer at the National Institute of Environmental Health Sciences. Richard A. Phillips, Associate Director for Management and Operations, Executive Officer, National Institute of Arthritis and Musculoskeletal and Skin Diseases. And Richard is unable to participate today. Apparently he's had challenges with his business card size. And I will continue to work on the pronunciation of some of the titles. Melanie A. Regan, Deputy Director for Management, Executive Officer of the National Eye Institute. Kelly Tribble Spencer, Executive Director, Strategic Resources Office, Advanced Research Projects Agency for Health. Marian Sofranco, Associate Director for Management and Executive Officer, National Institute of Neurological Disorders and Stroke. Marian is unable to participate today in person. Our next honorees are from the Office of the Assistant Secretary for Health. Starting with David M. Johnson, Deputy Assistant Secretary for Health, Office of Regional Health Operations. B.K. Hayes, Deputy Assistant Secretary for Infectious Disease, Director of the Office of Infectious Disease and HIV/AIDS Policy. Thank you. And Brian Robin, Executive Officer, Office of the Assistant Secretary for Health. And next, we will recognize our honorees from the Office of the General Counsel. Duan N. Bruce, Chief Counsel, Region 7. Duan is unable to participate in person. Sean M. Dooley, Deputy Associate General Counsel for the Indian Health Service Branch, Public Health Division. Graham S. Henderson, Deputy Associate General Counsel for Procurement and Fiscal Information Law. Paul R. Lee, Chief Counsel, Region 9. Paula R. Lee. Paula is unable to participate today. Rachel H. Park, Chief Counsel, Region 2. Michelle L. Perdue, Chief Counsel, Region 3. Michelle is unable to participate today. Jennifer B. Smith, Deputy Associate General Counsel for Claims and Employment Law. And given Jennifer's role in employment law, we always appreciate Jennifer being on the other end of the phone very often. Gretchen H. Weaver, Deputy Associate General Counsel for Ethics Advice and Policy. And now we will recognize and honor our colleagues from the Office of the Inspector General. None of our colleagues from the Office of the Inspector General are able to participate in person today. We begin with Miranda L. Bennett, Assistant Inspector General for Investigations. Derek L. Franklin, Assistant Inspector General for Investigations. Scott J. Lampert, Inspector General for Investigations. Renata M. Miskel, Senior Advisor to the Chief Data and Analytics Officer. And Michelle M. C.A., Assistant Inspector General for Evaluation and Inspections. So thank you very much to our colleagues from the Office of the Inspector General. And now, we would like to recognize our final honoree from the Office of the National Coordinator for Health Information Technology, Mr. Avinash N. Shanbag, Executive Director, Office of Technology. And now, as we begin to wrap up the ceremony, feel free to exit the stage at this time. Thank you very much, Madam Deputy Secretary and Assistant Secretary Campbell. And to all honorees, we offer our warmest congratulations. And I also apologize for any names I may have mispronounced. I also have to pass on the information that for our honorees here today, for our new members of the Senior Executive Service, there is a little bit of homework perhaps. And I would like to ask, or I would like to give you 3 questions to take away with you. 3 questions to regularly consider, 3 questions to regularly ask yourself. And the first is, what do you do? What are you doing to lead the way that you aspire to lead? And within that question, what are you doing to lead the way you aspire to lead? It's a question of, are you leading the way you aspire to lead? Are you leading the way that your team would like you to lead or need you to lead at any one point in time? And how do you aspire to lead? What does that look like? How do you establish your own leadership style, your own leadership philosophy? And how do you distinguish between how you're aspiring to lead and how you're leading at any one point in time? So that first question, that first takeaway is, what are you doing to lead the way that you aspire to lead? The second is, what are you doing to support the leadership development of others, just as others have supported us at times in our career? What are you doing to support the leadership development of others? And third, what is your learning plan? As many of you have heard of the book on how what got us here is not going to get us there, whatever there looks like. It's all about learning and growth, whether it's for us or whether it's for any of our colleagues, irrespective of rank or mechanism. What is our learning plan moving forward? How often do we check in on our learning plan in support of ourselves, which also means in support of others? So those are the three questions to take away. For anyone who would like to dig into those questions, please reach out to us. We are here to support with you. Are you fine with these questions? Yes. All right, so please take those away. If you would like any more information, we're happy to follow up with you on those. To all honorees, in sum, your hard work, dedication, talent, commitment, and passion has brought you to where you are right now. Thank you all so much for what you do, and thank you for how you support your colleagues across the department. For all of those that have supported the planning effort to make this event possible today, not just the fact that this great idea came here, but for this event, join me in applauding and thanking our colleagues who made that possible. And while it's always challenging perhaps to mention just one or two names, because so many people participated in this, but when you pull something so big together, it's really great to see how folks shine in the process. And just to point out one particular individual, Stephanie Moore, who I was just greatly... Well, Stephanie might not be here at this moment, but she's wearing yellow, and you can't miss her. There she is in the back. This is a great example of irrespective of rank, irrespective of position, someone who leads and stands up and brings people together, motivates them to get stuff done. So thank you very much, Stephanie, for that leadership that you demonstrated in the process. And to our audience, both in person and for those watching from home, thank you for joining us as we honored our colleagues, our executives here today. And join us in applauding, once again, our honorees, our new senior executive members. And at this time, as we wrap up, we welcome any of you to to go on stage, bit by bit, to take photos with family members with your own cameras, as you please to do. And we also will have the reception back on the East Wing immediately after this. So thank you all very much.
Produced by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.